up, BFFs? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Shalitha Maxine and you are officially a BFF. So I'm so happy to bring you guys this bomb shimmer cut crease makeup tutorial. I know it's been a little bit, but we are back rolling. Jumping right into this tutorial, I am priming my model's face with Marc Jacobs primer. I can't remember the exact primer, but I will leave it in the description box. And we are using, of course, the MaxLuxe Studios Max Brow in the shade Mocha. And this model, I actually did her makeup a couple of weeks ago for her birthday and the look went crazy. She is just so beautiful and I really love the scar on her eyebrow. For me, that's a beauty mark. For me, that's something that is definitely an accent. So I love doing the slit in the brow. I think it's sexy, it's unique, so I really enjoy doing makeup on her, and she's just pretty, period. So of course I'm going to cut off any hairs that are blocking that scar. I want to make sure it's nice and clean, and you'll see throughout the process I'm actually going to be putting a concealer right in the middle just to make sure it's completely free of any like hair or makeup. Again, you guys know how I do brows. I'm going to sit back, let you guys enjoy, and I will come back when I'm needed. Using my 1, 2, 3 method, I'm using e.l.f. concealers all the way through. I believe that shade is Fair Beige, but again, I'm going to leave the exact shades down below. And you guys know we're going to put the 1 on the tail, 2 on the beginning of the brow, and 3 on top. That's the only shade we're going to put on top. And I'll explain that a little bit more once we get to the next brow. Oh, and you guys already know I'm using the MAC Precision 721 concealer brush, of course. This brush is officially sold out, but don't worry, it will be back in stock in about 2 weeks, just in time for Black Friday. MaxLuxe Studios is going to be having a big sale, so you guys are going to want to rack up on them brushes for sure. So here is where I show you 1, 2, and then the 3 on top. So that's how I developed the 1, 2, 3 method. This is to ensure that that brow has that nice subtle highlight and that the top does not give that halo effect. We don't do halo brows in 2020. Y'all know this. Using the P. Louise Rumor Base in the shade 0.5, I am basing her lids. We are going to be doing a neutral eyeshadow base, but I still want it to pop. And I'm making sure that it's not super wet, but that it's rather tacky, so the shadow really adheres to her lid. Now reaching in the Signature Drip palette by MaxLuxe Studios, and I'm using the shade WCW as her transition shade. And I am tapping that shadow up there. You guys know tapping is the best way to ensure the best color payoff. So you want to make sure you tap those shadows up there. New color, new brush. We are using the shade Mocha as her crease color, and this is going to be the main color that you're going to see. I'm now picking up a clean blending brush, and I'm just diffusing those edges. We don't want any harsh lines, any lines of demarcation. We want it to be a nice gradient effect. We want everything to look as faded as possible. I really wanted to define that crease color, so I went back in with the Mocha shade just to make sure that color is a little bit darker in the crease. picking up the 721 Max Precision because this is such a multi-purpose brush. I am cutting her crease with Inglot Gel Liner in the shade 94. And again, you want to take your time when you're doing cut creases. For me, I like to draw out almost a stencil and then color that in. That's easier for me. I don't like to rush this process. Doing a cut crease can be difficult, and no cut crease is the same, and that's just true tea. So you want to make sure with every client you take your time and you try to get both eyes the same shape as close as possible. Took me a couple tries, but I got it. I picked up my E23 brush, which is a flat dense brush, and I am just taking away some of that extra product. We're going to be using a pigment today, a loose pigment, so we don't want it too wet. Now, I went back with the WCW shade, and I just wanted to bring that color in. I actually also picked up the muted shade, which is like a lighter orange, and because I want that gradient effect behind the pigments. You guys will see exactly what I'm talking about at the end. And I am also using a big fluffer brush, blending brush, to go ahead and diffuse that. And then I went back in with the Mocha shade to deepen up those outer corners. Now I'm using the Champagne pigment from MaxLuxe Studios in a flat compact shadow brush. I believe that's a Morphe brush. And I'm just packing that that pigment to the cut crease. And when you're working with loose pigments, you want to make sure you stay as close to the lid as possible because those pigments get to flying and go everywhere, and it could just really mess up a look because it's hard to wipe away. So you want to just stay as close as possible to the lid. You also don't want to like dust any fallout out. You need that fallout. Now I'm using the White Don't Crack white eyeliner from Plan and Makeup by Yolando, and I am just outlining that cut crease. And I've never been really good with these. I was actually surprised at how neat it turned out. I get so shaky when I'm doing this, so I'm like, let me just take my time. Like I don't even think I was breathing, honestly. It is so difficult for me to do these type of liners, but we pushed through. We made it happen. You guys already know we're going to be doing a wing liner. I'm a wing liner fanatic, so if every chance I get, I'm going to just take it. And for me, this eye wouldn't have been complete without a wing liner. I did the other eye off camera, and I noticed that that one was a little bit thicker than the first one. So that's why it's always wise to start as thin as you can with the liner on the first eye. So that way when you go to the second eye, if you do that a little bit too thick, you could always go back, make it just a little bit thicker so they are as identical as possible. Using e.l.f. concealer to go ahead and clean up that wing liner. I was a little shaky on the end, so I just wanted to be as sharp as possible. Now we're cleaning off any fallout. We had quite a bit of fallout, so I'm using an e.l.f. makeup remover wipe to go ahead and remove that fallout. Using Calamine lotion as her second primer. She gets really oily, and for me, the Calamine lotion helps to add to that under eye matte look, which I am a big fan of. Like, I love a good matte under eye, so that helps me achieve that. Using the Black Opal foundation sticks in the shade Hazelnut first, which is the 3, Truly Topaz, which is the 2, and NARS foundation in the shade Tahoe, which is the 1. That's how I do my 1, 2, 3, but when I do foundations, I do a reverse 3, 2, 1. No foundations are overlapping each other. They're all in different sections of the face, and then I'm going to take my Real Technique brush and go ahead and blend that out. And using this 1, 2, 3 method definitely adds dimension to my client's face without having to do too much. I'm extra and I'm a full coverage person, so I will go ahead and go back with the highlight and the contour, but this kind of gives me a head start. because we did a little bit of that feline liner, I want to get as close to her waterline as possible with this concealer, so it is as neat as possible. And we're going to do a little bit lighter directly under the eye, and then on the outer portion we're going to go ahead and go with a concealer that's about maybe 1.5 shades lighter than her skin tone. So you guys know I call that my transition concealer. Taking a Real Techniques setting brush, I am going to go ahead and blend out that highlight. I don't like to do my highlight and then contour and then blend everything out. For me, it's just, it looks cleaner when I blend out the highlight first, and then I go ahead and add my contour, and then I blend that out second, and then I set it in the same exact order. Using Black Opal's foundation sticks in the shade Suede Mocha, I went ahead and started to contour. Then I noticed that liner wasn't as sharp as I needed it to be, so I went back in and just sharpened it up a little bit. Going back with that Suede Mocha, we are going to contour her face. Now her face has a really unique shape. It's not like rounded, it's not square. She kind of has like a little bit of both, which is so complimentary when we talk about contour, right? Because it's bringing out the bone structure. Her bone structure is so strong. So this is why I really enjoy doing her makeup. I don't have to work that hard. Using NARS Loose Velvet Setting Powder with a little bit of Sacha Buttercup, I mixed them both because I wanted the under eye to be a little bit brighter. I went ahead and set her face with a damp beauty blender. Setting her contour with Anastasia's bronzer in the shade Cappuccino. I'm taking this big, beautiful, fluffy brush, and I just love the way it just sets the hollows of her cheeks. I'm not sure where I got that brush from. I found it in my kit, and I'm like, oh, this looks like a pretty brush. I don't think I've ever used it, and so I really, really loved the effect that it gave. It was just a fluffy, like, dense brush. I'm, of course, setting the hollows of her cheeks. You guys know how I do. Now we're going to do kind of like this Egyptian type of liner where it's white on the waterline and black right underneath. I'm using NYX Jumbo Pencil in the shade Milk for the waterline, and then I'm using a NARS eyeliner. I believe that's the shade Grand something, but it's going to be in the description box. I put that right underneath. I tried to get it as close as possible, so it gives you like Cleopatra vibes on the eyes. If you guys, yeah, you see what I mean? Do you feel me? Or is that just me? But anyway, I love the white with the black. I think it's so sexy. And it's one of those eyeliners where you could wear from the day to the night for sure. I'm using a NARS blush in the shade Oragsm. And I went ahead and blushed her up. Of course, taking away product from her lips so we could go ahead and do the lipstick. I'm using the Alethea lashes. These are from MaxLuxe Studios. I love these lashes. These are a personal fave. Definitely a bestseller. People love these lashes. And I went ahead and plopped those right on. Using Ardell mascara, I went ahead and connected those natural lashes to the falsies. And you guys, don't be afraid to get up in there, okay? Warn your client before you do it, but do not be afraid to get up in there. Using an unnamed lipstick, I am outlining her lips. I don't want to tell you guys what it is just yet, but just know it will be available soon. Hint, hint. And I'm using Anastasia's lipstick in the shade. I actually mixed Stripped and I believe it's Naked. I mixed them both because I didn't. Stripped was a little bit too dark for her, so I wanted a nice balance between light and dark. And now I'm using a smudge brush to go ahead and ombre that out. We went with a matte lip today. I really loved the matte lip. Taking a clean setting brush, I just went ahead and dust away any excess powder, and I wanted to bring that contour back because I feel like we lost it a little bit. So I took that big fluffy brush and I just pinched it so I could get a nice precise angle to really hit the spots that I'm concerned about. And I'm picking up that foundation brush. I didn't put any extra product. I just picked up whatever was left on the product and I'm just blending everything together. And sis face was woo! Woo! Can I say flawless? Was that loud? My bad, y'all. But to see her face, just it all come together was everything for me. I'm using a highlighter in the shade. Oh no, this is Secure Cosmetics highlighter. In the shade Glow to F Up. I've used this shade before on my channel. I'm applying that right to the apples of her cheeks with a fluffy brush from Real Techniques, the old brush. I don't really remember what kind of brush that is. But I put it in all the areas that I highlight. You guys know where I highlight. So you guys, this is the completed look. Oh my gosh, I love this look. I hope you guys loved it too. Thank you so much for rocking out with me. We made this tutorial a little bit more detailed than the previous one. So for that, you guys should definitely give me a thumbs up. Look at her, she's just so cute. Oh my gosh, you know I had to get those low light angles, period. Okay? Y'all love this look so much on my Instagram. I thank you so much. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.